I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Hey, before I get started on tonight's video, let me remind you I got a whole second channel you may not be aware of, Farpoint Farms Restorations and Repairs. And I've got a website, farpointfarms.com. We've got a community growing over there on the forums. I hope you'll join us over there as well. But on to tonight's video, I've got another XHDATA radio, another shortwave radio, and a really nice one. It's the D-109. It is FM stereo. It is long wave. It is mid wave. And it is shortwave. And it is here. I can't wait to play with these things. You know, I love shortwave radios. I have been extremely impressed with these radios that have been sent from XHDATA so far. In fact, I had a Grundig that was getting way long in age, and it was time to retire it, and I did. I replaced it with one of these. So I hope you'll enjoy this. I'm going to get the camera closer in here in a second, but let me just go ahead and pop this out of the box, and you can see what we got to play with tonight. And it is nice. I mean, it is nice. I like it. Good quality, you can feel it, and it has some cool features and functions. So let me go ahead, I'll get the camera closer in, we'll fire this thing up. It's in the evening. Hopefully we'll get a whole bunch of cool reception with this thing tonight. And it comes with USB charging cable and a little manual here. Let's check out the manual real quick. And it's like a fold-out style manual, and it is 6 pages in English. Oh, actually, it is a lot longer than 6 pages in English. The backside, too, it's longer than that. It's 12 pages. No, it is 14 pages. I'm glad that I did my research before saying it was 6 pages. It's 14 pages long and definitely worth checking out. I will do so later on tonight. Let's play with this thing, because honestly, anytime anybody sends me a radio, I'm immediately like, manual? Who wants to read that? Let's just push some buttons and see what happens. Well, let's push some buttons and see what happens. All right, here we are checking it out, right? And I'm going to go through this because I didn't know how much of this you saw while I was sitting in the chair here. So let me go through this with you real quick. On the front here, you can see nice plastic case, direct entry. Most of the features and functions we have are going to be directly controlled through here. We don't have a whole lot of like press this button and then this button to do something, so that's cool. This does have Bluetooth, by the way. That's kind of cool. So you could do it as a Bluetooth speaker. That's pretty neat. And then music. Looking on the bottom, we have an SD card input, so we can both record and we can also play back. There's also a reset should things get screwy for some reason, right? Nice big red power on and off. And we have a clock here as well as an alarm above it. So that's pretty cool that we can do that, set it with a timer. On this side, we have a plug-in for our USB charging, volume up and down, and our tuning dial is above it. Up on top, got a nice antenna for FM. Looks to be about 2 feet at most. And on this side, and this is a cool feature that I know a lot of you out there who are radio enthusiasts will appreciate, it does have a jack for an external antenna, as well as an earphone jack, and it does have a carrying handle, so if you're going camping or something like that, you want to carry it with you, you don't have to worry about dropping it. Right, on the back, we have this here on the back. We do have this, right? Slides up, and we can rest the radio like that, so it just kind of holds it up in place. And let's take a look at some of the many places this thing goes. So FM here in the US, 87 to 108. Midwave, that'd be the terrestrial AM band here in the US, 520 to 1710, that's normal. Long wave, 153 to 513. And then shortwave, the coverage here, this makes this more of a general coverage receiver. 1711 all the way to 29999 30K, right? So that is a general coverage receiver. That makes this able to listen to the ham bands. I mean, pretty much complete coverage is general coverage. Battery-wise, this thing does have the standard battery that most of your flashlights, a rechargeable battery, the 18650. These are very inexpensive for these batteries, so should this battery ever fail, it is a standard battery. I know that sometimes when these radios that I get to review come with non-standard batteries, people get upset about that, so I did want to point that out. All right, well, let's do what we came here to do, and that is play with this thing. I'm going to turn it on. And we're
Section and SB8, which outlaws aiding and abetting.
So we're starting off on the FM band, and of course, I got to be careful with FM, as always, because Well, you know, YouTube's algorithm and YouTube's copyright protection system is completely geared towards just destroying people. So we don't want to play around with music, but here it is. Let's listen to it.
BA looked fine, but she says the
And you'll see if we move very slowly, we can move at very small increments. But if we move quickly, we're moving up the scale at a normal pace. Go ahead and put the antenna up.
It's not the...
Can't stay on any of these for very long. And I'll just roll back down. I was hoping to find some more talk stuff. But I guess this time of day on the ride, most people...
They go to this guy.
Most people are listening to music, so there we go.
Time to sound the alarm, he says. Section 4. It's sinister. Replacing the cash dollar. New digitized version. New currency will allow total control of you in every area. It'll be programmed.
Okay, so I'm not going to comment on that. That was interesting. We're going to go ahead and we'll switch over to that. I'm not really going to comment on that other stuff. That's weird stuff, but a lot of weird stuff going on in this country, isn't there? Okay, so on the AM side here at the house, not very good coverage this time of day, but the XHDATA that I reviewed not too long ago really did a good job. So as you can see, again, if I move the dial very slowly, I get very small increments. And if I move a little quicker, I can actually get it to move at a normal pace. What I've done there, press and hold, and boom, now we're scanning. So, all right, so looks like it has found some after the scan is over.
At the end of the day, it's 1,000 different things in a strategy.
Nice.
Like, we're no longer going to tolerate.
That's coming in really well, actually, for up here.
When we were on that interstate trip.
All right, let's move over to shortwave. We'll start at the low end of the band. Wow. And again, if I press and hold, I can scan through there, and let's see what she comes up with. That's a nice strong signal there on 9980.
Del relato periodístico que se hace, no, yo siempre he dicho que evidentemente estamos ante uno de los...
Wow, really strong reception with this thing tonight. We've had some solar storms here, and it's really been messing with shortwave in general, but no long wire, just stock antenna. And I'm sure I'm skipping over some.
Crane then invested a lot of that money we gave them in FTX cryptocurrency. Remember that?
Yeah.
Bagman.
Well, I won't spend a lot of time on that one either. This is, I'm going to turn it down. I don't know how much more I need to do with the shortwave reception. I would rate it a 10 out of 10. Is that close enough for you? Clearly it picks up just about every signal that's out there. This is without a long wire antenna. This is just with the FM antenna up, but I don't, that's not really going to improve reception a whole lot. It might a little bit. That's incredible. All right, well, as you can see, there's a backlight button. Turn that on and off. I'm going to leave that on for right now. And then we have time set. I can set my time there and change it. We'll go with 0, all right? I can also set the 2 alarms, and I can also do a sleep timer, which is kind of cool. If I set the sleep timer, I fall asleep to my radio often. That way the battery's not dead when I wake up in the morning. I don't have to charge it again. You can usually get a couple days out of them. I'll move back over to FM here. Okay.
Can improve learning and enrichment.
Okay, I'm going to leave that on just real low just to show you. We do have stereo,
Ideas
and we can turn stereo on and off once we're in there. So press it on again, it turns the stereo back on, right? So that's pretty cool. So yeah, and then if we had an SD card installed, fast forward and play and stop and pause. If we want to pair a Bluetooth device, there it is, right there. And you'll also notice, like, right, if I'm changing this, I can do this slow or fast. But I can also incrementally move up and down with these buttons here. Now we have lots of preset options here. And we can also use this for direct entry as well. So a lot of options with that. I think that pretty much covers everything. We've talked about AM. Reception was better than average on AM. FM, the reception is average, I would say, which is plenty because I don't listen to FM. But on shortwave, which is really what you guys are looking at a radio like this for, I'm going 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't have anything hooked up. This is just inside my garage, and this thing is picking up all kinds of stations without any trouble. And it's getting a really nice, firm audio lock. You don't have a bunch of background static. So I'm really happy with that. Well, I guess that is going to do it for tonight. It is the D-109 from XHDATA. They have sent me a few radios to test, and I have not been disappointed yet. This continues to not disappoint. Yeah, I'll leave a link where you can pick this thing up, and I hope you'll join me again next week for another radio type review. Take care.